But guys, let's move into the next round because obviously, like we said, there wasn't too much really there to go on this week. But we'll go into the next round, and that is the first game, which is the Knights vs Broncos. I will be live streaming this, guys, and I'll go. No, you know what, Hayden? I'm going to make you go first this time. Knights vs Broncos. Who you going?
Me go first. I think Brisbane are booming for a win, but I don't think it'll be this game.
Yeah,
They're
thank
definitely
God.
due.
Thank you. I'm going to slap you right
There we go.
Brisbane.
No, Newcastle have been in some great form. You guys said it was a bit of a blowout for the old Knights against the Storm. I disagree. I was at that game, and I think they put in a real fight.
I don't think we said blowout. We just said decently convincing win. No,
I don't think so. I still don't think Melbourne have been at their best this year. I really don't think I've seen them at their best this year at all.
They haven't. The Storm are still adjusting, and the Knights are going to be there or thereabouts this year. They're going to put up a good fight.
That's why I've got
every game this year.
Your wording just then is 7th, 8th, and that's where I've got them.
Yeah, and it's true. And I tell you what, this year especially, when they signed Kalen Ponga for 4 years today, that's going to give him an extra motivation. And he said, in exchange for a 4-year contract, I'm going to bring a premiership back to the Hunter Valley. And now my mum is a Newcastle Knights fan. We won't hold that against her. But it's better than being a Carlton or Collingwood fan too. The good thing is with the Knights is you know what they're going to get from them. Know what you're going to get from them. And they're going to beat the Broncos on Thursday night. Sorry.
Yeah. I agree. I'll go with the Knights here as well. I'm going to tip them by. I can understand where you're coming from, Hayden, in regards to the fact that you think the Broncos could try and put up a fight here. I think that it's a lot more difficult of a game to predict, but I will tip the Knights here by 10. I don't think they're going to wallop them, but I think 10 points is a pretty fairly reasonable scoreline. It's still a decent enough win. It's not like I guess I'd put it a 10-point win in rugby league would be similar to what like a 22-point win in the AFL, I guess, something like that. That's what I would kind of imagine it to be. But let's go on to the next game.
I've got Newcastle by 8.
Oh, sorry, I already thought you made your tip. Oh, sorry, man.
No, I didn't mention the number.
Oh, there you go.
I cut him off.
Yeah, you got damn well, James. Damn you, James. No, it's all good. Rabbitohs versus Warriors, and I am up first, so I am going to take the Rabbitohs here. I think that they're looking not great. I don't think they were great against the Titans. I don't at all. I think that I'm not taking this away from the Rabbitohs. They deservedly won. Not blaming refs whatsoever. But there was one try that honestly came out today and said that we should have gotten the Bryce Cartwright try. So that he apologised for that. Cool. No one cares about your NRL apology, mate. Doesn't help. And there was 2 tries in the first half. The Rabbitohs scored on the back of a bad call of the previous set. So you could do. I think the Rabbitohs win that game no matter what. So don't think that I'm bloody ref shaming or whatever. But I just think that the Rabbitohs, that proves how much the Rabbitohs aren't up to the standard that we all think they actually are at. Their 32-12 win was not convincing in the slightest. And it's disappointing because I'll tell you right now, before filming that preseason predictions video, I was close to putting them in first. But then I didn't, and I put them in like 4th or something, or 5th. I think I ended up putting them in 5th or whatever. So I'm going to tip the Rabbitohs here, and if they don't win, there's lots of questions to be asked about them. Hayden, what's your thoughts?
What's your margin?
Rabbitohs by... I'm going to say they're going to get a decent win here by 16.
Yeah, there we go. We've both got Rabbits 13+. I think Rabbits are a team that at the moment they're right down the bottom, and that's really, really worrying. And I think
they're 10th place.
10th? Okay, well, last week they were in 13th. So they were bottom 4. I think that this new rule, they're getting their star players back. You've got your Cody Walker back. I think they're going to adjust to it. I think Cook will have a big game. I think he really needs to adjust to these rules. So I've got the Rabbits by 14. I don't think they'll win by more than 20. I think the Warriors have been quite a competitive side, but I think the Rabbitohs will run away with it a little bit too much in the end.
Let's move into the Storm versus Panthers game. And who's up? Is it me? No, it's you. You're up. Storm versus Panthers, mate. Who you going?
I think this will be a very close game. I think Penrith have the potential to upset in this game, but I do see Melbourne winning it. Not by much, though. I see this being very close. I see Penrith being right involved in it, and I'm tipping the Storm by 6.
Okay, tipping the Storm by 6. Okay, this is actually a really hard one for me to predict as well. I don't really know. And I don't do any notes or anything in regards to who I'm tipping prior to coming on here. I just want to listen to everyone's thoughts, and then kind of gather something. And Panthers versus Storm. Look, this is a really, really difficult one. I guess. Look, I think the Storm will win, but just so that it's interesting regarding tips, I am going to take the Panthers because I think that it'll be a good game. It could go either way. I think the Panthers will want to bounce back after their loss to the Eels, and I think the Storm are still adjusting. The Storm were very clinical, so I'm going to go Panthers. I'll go Panthers. Whoopsie do. I'll go Panthers, and I'll say Panthers by 4. James, what are your thoughts on that one?
I've tipped Melbourne, and I think you might need to listen to some of my tips this week, Blaze. I see how well you are on the BKR tipping competition.
Listen to him talk. Listen to him talk some smack. If you look at the In the Sheds tipping competition, I'm leading them all, mate.
Yeah.
How you going, Hayden? Yeah. Hayden, how you
going?
Not
good.
Yeah.
At all, mate. But no, I was having a chat with one of my mates who I went for a round of golf with last week, and Cam Munster's going to adjust to these new rules so quickly. He looked good. He looked good last week, and I reckon it'll be the Cam Munster show on Friday night. If you're a Melbourne Storm fan, 7:55, don't change the channel off Fox League and just watch Cam Munster rip Nathan Cleary a new one.
Well, this game is probably I'm thinking Storm too, but I'll go Panthers just to make it a little bit more interesting and give us kind of backing against the favourite, I guess. But I think that the Panthers are still a good enough team to win this game. Moving on to the next game, which is the Titans versus the Dragons. I'm going to tip right here. I'm going to tell you guys right here, even if I didn't think we were going to win this game, it's still a game between two shithouse teams. So I'm going to back my boys in. When we're both shithouse teams, I'm going to back my boys in. We've got Corey Thompson there. We've got our back line I like. Our back line is looking nice. We've seen that our players in the second half against the Rabbitohs do have what it takes to mix it with the, I don't know if you call Rabbitohs big boys, but they should be big boys. And I'm going to take the Titans here. And I'm actually going to take us by 12. I think we get a decent enough win. Hayden, what's your thoughts?
I'm going the opposite. Sorry to piss you off here.
Yeah, you're a dog, mate.
Titans do have Corey Thompson, which is a huge boost to them. But I had a look at the Dragons team list, and I actually think they finally have got their team solidly right. You've got Corey Norman in the number 6. You've got Ben Hunt in jersey 14, which I think that's where he should play. I don't think he's a starting player. I think he's a good bench player. And Matt Duffy, he's very inconsistent, but in that fullback role, he's quite good. A bit of a scoreline here, but I'm taking the Dragons by 16.
Get out of here. Hang the call up on this man. Hang the call up on this human being. No, he's not even a human being. Get this damn well man out of here. Tell ya.
Look, I can understand why you might have said some things like that, but then I thought you were going to bring your tips back to the Titans because I thought you were a logical man. If I was Blaze and I was live streaming the Gold Coast Titans game, at the 60th minute mark, I've got my feet up on the couch going, you beauty, how good is 2
you
points?
beauty. Sink him in, son, sink him in. You know what? I'm going to change my tip to 14 just to go with you, James, there. I'm going to change my tip to Titans by 14 just to go to 13 plus alongside you. So there we go. We've got another couple of tips against each other. West Tigers versus the Cowboys. Bit of an interesting game tip here, Hayden. Who are you going with?
Originally, I'll let you know now, both of my Saturday night games, I've actually changed my tip today based on team lineups. As for the Cowboys, Jordan McLean out and Valentine Holmes is out. I spoke about the Tigers and I thought they were quite good against the Raiders. They also have a good record against the Cowboys, so I think it'll be real close, but I'm going to take the Tigers by 4 points.
I am going to take the... This is hard because they're both not great. With no Valentine Holmes though for the Cowboys, but then again, the Cowboys are going to want to. Going to want to win because they've lost a couple in a row now. Only for that reason, I think they're going to muster up something here, and I'm going to take the Cowboys. This game could easily be one of the worst games of the round. Honestly, this game could genuinely be something that I'm not even streaming. I'm streaming something else. I'm doing Super Rugby or something like that. But the point of the matter is that, no, thank you. I'm not watching this game, but I'm going to tip the Cowboys. I'll take him in a boring 6-point win. There you go. Roosters versus Eels, and we have got me tipping. We already know who I'm tipping, and that's going to be the Chooksters, the mighty Chooksters, son. I'm going to take them, and I'm actually going to take them by 14 points. I think that they're going to be really close for 60 minutes, and then I think the Roosters will bring a reality check back to them, and I'll think they'll be like, you know what, we're still the back-to-back premiers. We're coming for you. You're not the best team in Sydney, and here's a little bit of a slap up for your troubles. Hayden, what's your thoughts as an Eels fan?
I hope I'm wrong about this. And as I said, I had changed my tip. I really wanted to back the Eels, but
Just before you jump in here, last week, the only tip that we changed between each other, we had every single tip the same except for the Panthers versus the Eels game. I tipped the Eels and you tipped the Panthers. So do you really want to go against your team again here?
Yeah, this game I will. I think the Roosters will be too good here. I think we'll be right in it. And I don't think you've mentioned that they'll win by 14, which is what they did last year. We were right in it in round 3 last year. And then we lost 32-18, which that game should have been 22-18 if it reflects on the performance of the players. But I think the Roosters will be too good here. I think it'll be fairly low scoring as well. I'm going to take the Roosters 20 to the Eels 14, but God, I hope I'm wrong.
Then we'll move on to Raiders and Seagulls. This is a tough one here. Hayden, who are you taking?
Marty Tapau's out for Manly. Raiders haven't been impressive. Speaking of a field goal, this will be your game of the round, guys. I'm taking the Raiders here by 1 point. I'm going to say with about 4 minutes to go, Jack Whiten kicks a field goal for the Raiders, stopping everyone from what they wanted, which is a golden point thriller. I think the Raiders beat Manly, and I think they do it by 1.
All right, I'm taking Manly. I'm taking the Manly.
Your boy DCE.
Shut your damn well mouth down there. Shut your damn well mouth talking my boy, buddy, DC. I can't even say what his actual name is because this podcast, we can't really swear, really. But sometimes it has it, but, what do you do? But I'm taking Manly, and I'm going to take by 2 points. I reckon field goal could be a shout. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it by field goal, and I'm going to give it to a Cherry Evans field goal. 40 out. See you later. Good night, Irene. I hate you, but there you go. You got to love a field goal game right there. Finally, guys, we have the Bulldogs and the Sharkies. Oh, well, that's not. I think it's actually Sharks Bulldogs, but I'm taking Sharks. I think they'll bounce back. I think they've been embarrassed, and that's as far as the cookie crumbles, in my opinion. I don't think there's too much to talk about here besides the fact that I was embarrassed to watch 2 tries to Angus Crichton on that Bulldogs defence. They've lost their defensive mojo, and I think Sharkies here. They could go either way. Shit-house game, not streaming it. Good luck if you are watching it. And that's all I have to say. Hayden, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, Sharkies are a team that are known to respond well most of the time, but I think it'll be the opposite. I'm not impressed by them at all this year. I'm going to go for a bit of an upset. I guess both these teams should be $1.80 each, but I'll go the Doggies by 2.
Both these teams should be $10 each, mate. And just whoever, it should
Pretty
be.
much.
Yeah.
Good money.
There you go.
Best of luck trying to find the winner, essentially.